Welcome back to the channel. This is Stay Ready TV, where we stay ready so we don't have to get ready. And today we're going to be reviewing these Everlast PIVT, an abbreviated way of saying the word pivot. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody who knows about staying on their pivot, staying on their square, keeping their head on a swivel. Do you know what I'm saying? So many different sporting terminologies are out there. You know, like this channel is dedicated to the term, you know, staying ready so we don't have to get ready. And yeah, man, this is, you know, an all-encompassing channel dedicated to everything it takes to, you know, stay ready for competition time in terms of white collar boxing. And I'm your host with the mostest, man like Joseph. You know what I'm saying? And this particular shoe right here that man's reviewing is a beautiful example of, you know, two of the things that I love, you know, two of my most favorite sports, which is boxing and basketball. You know, this particular shoe looks more so like a basketball shoe than it does a traditional boxing shoe, especially with all the cushioning you see here around the midsole, midsection, you know, towards the rear of the foot and towards the forefoot. You know, you can see it's, you know, a nice thick mud guard, you know what I'm saying, for that good traction. This particular shoe has the Michelin tire rubber. Well, in terms of style, I think it's a very stylish fly shoe. If not for any other reason other than it looks like a basketball shoe. It looks a little bit more different when you put it on foot. To say like it kind of like curls with the shape of your foot. I mean, I like this particular shoe because even though it does have an instep, like for someone like me who has like a somewhat of a flat foot, they're not the tightest of fits. But yeah, they're very stylish. I like the color blocking. I like the color scheme on this particular pair. They do come in two other colors, which is the black and gold color and also a black and red color. This shoe I seen a long time ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. I seen it advertised on Geezer's boxing website, but I was never able to catch them while they were in stock. You know, as long as I've known about this shoe, they've always been out of stock. But a dope piece of information I'm about to give you, I actually was able to pick this pair up from Sports Direct. And now Sports Direct have, you know, been a go-to place for me, being a novice white-collar boxer, in terms of picking up gear for reasonable prices. And if I ever needed anything that was a bit more, you know, suited to the professional use or professional quality of equipment to be used while training and whatnot, I've always gone to Geezer's Boxing. But there are a couple other websites out there like Made for Fighters. I've recently used them to purchase some cool pairs of shoes that, you know, I'm going to be reviewing in the future. Also, Fighters Equipment is another good website, and all UK based e-commerce boxing equipment or fighting equipment stores, you know, so definitely check them out. I'll leave some links in the description so you guys, anyone looking for gear, you know, you can, you know, try out those particular stores, those online stores. But like I said, this channel is for people who are just getting into the sport, and you know, if you're a professional as well, you're welcome. But I'm just giving it to you real from my perspective as a growing ass man, you know, who's just endeavored to, you know, enjoy, learn, and grow in the sport of boxing. You know, I've had 2 bouts to date. My first was in 2019. I was fortunate enough to win that bout against a guy who was 10 years my junior, so that was cool, even though I felt like my performance was sloppy, being it was my first performance and, you know, the first time I'd, you know, been in a boxing match, you know, situation. The guy that I fought, he was 1-0, so he was somewhat more experienced than myself. But it was cool, man. You know, shouts out to Fight Night London. Shouts out to Train to Fight. Man, like, you know, man like Big John Bryson, the Scottish OG, who was running the Train to Fight training camp, you know, for that particular fight, my first fight in 2019. I won that fight, and then COVID, you know, messed up everything. I was just trying to get back into the ring, you know, to improve on my first effort, and it was impossible because everything was getting cancelled. All the shows were getting cancelled, all the fight camps were getting cancelled. So here we are, 2022, and I was lucky enough to be able to get into the ring earlier this year. Again, I don't know, when was the last fight? I've forgotten the date for the last fight, but I was lucky enough again to get the win. Again, against a young man who was like 10 years my junior. And yeah, man, I'm just loving the sport right now. I'm loving everything about it. And I find so much motivation from just watching boxing content on YouTube, and, you know, from equipment and product reviews to you know, in-depth looks at the training camps and the different, you know, health rate and training regimes of different fighters, professional, amateur. You know, I'm enjoying watching amateur boxing on YouTube. You know, so much different stuff. You know, definitely in terms of training as well, there's a lot of heavy bag workouts on there. Shouts out to Nate Bowers. Nate Bowers Fitness is one of the dopest channels for independent work, and that's the key thing, is that being the fact, you know, I'm a grown ass man, and I'm, you know, not a member of any gym, and I'm somewhat shy. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, getting into a new sport, you might just want to do things on your own and practice within the comfort and confines of your own space. So sometimes, you know, it's dope to be able to just work on your own, get some instruction via, you know, someone where you don't even really have to interact with them too tough. You can just follow their instructions and just get a great workout, and, you know, definitely learn and grow as a, you know, an athlete, or, you know, just, you know, as a white collar boxer or whatever, you know, level. You know, if you're planning to join an ABC, amateur boxing club, or if you're planning to, you know, eventually, you know, turn pro, you know. So there's so many different avenues to go with the sport nowadays, especially with the dawn of, you know, a lot of the influencer and celebrity boxing going on right now. It's a dope climate, man, for the sport. It's a dope time, you know, to be alive, as they say. Me personally, I'm just enjoying getting it in, man. Going out for runs, and, you know, being that I lost both my parents in the last last 6 years, it's just been crazy, you know, like dealing with emotions and dealing with like the you know, responsibilities of life, and just trying to just compartment your emotions and just get through and do what you need to do and stay focused, stay strong, stay positive. And, you know, boxing has done that for me, so I'm indebted to the sport, and this is just my offering, you know, giving back to the people and just sharing, you know, the things that I appreciate, and, you know, the things that I'm using to stay ready, you know, for my next competition. And, you know, that's where we get the name from, Stay Ready TV, because, you know, for my first bout, I had to get ready, you know what I'm saying, and now my intention is to stay ready, so I don't have to get ready ever again. So, you know, I always keep some cool gear on deck, you know, ready to spar or ready for a competition. I like to get my outfits ahead of time. I like to get fly shit because, you know, for me, it inspires me and motivates me to make sure that my skill level, my fitness level matches the quality and the flyness of the equipment that I'm using. Because, you know, you don't want to be the guy out here with, you know, all the gear and no idea. Shouts out to my guy Alex Vaz. This is just, you know, a quick review looking at, you know, this particular pair of shoes, the Everlast PIVT in the colorway. What's this colorway right here? Let me see. Look at the box. Shouts out to the legendary Old Dirty Bastards, you know what I'm saying? This is gray and red. And this is the box code for all of the box heads. Sports Direct came through, and you know, £47.99 as opposed to £64.99. I found out a long time ago that Sports Direct were going to be stocking Everlast, being the fact that they own Everlast. Last time I checked, they owned Everlast. They acquired the company, Classic, you know, the boxing equipment company. Shouts out to Everlast. I rate Everlast as a company, and the quality of their shoes is excellent. Like for someone like me who's an older guy, you know, like you know, well into my 30s, you know, heading to the 40s. So I need as much support for my knees. I don't really have a problem with my knees. I don't suffer from any knee injuries other than, you know, hearing the creaking and cracking, because you know that that fluid, you know, that good synovial fluid, you know, that good cartilage in your knee, you know, you can't grow that back. So with all the wear and tear of all the sports that I've done in my life since being in secondary school, you know, the cartilage is kind of worn away, so you can kind of hear the creaking and cracking in the knees. So, you know, apart from that, you know, I've got pretty decent knees, but at the same time, you know, I want to be able to walk, you know, when I'm, you know, later years in my life, should I still be alive, you know, I want to be able to just be able to walk, you know, in the park or go for long walks. So it's all about preservation, you know, for the body, because we do put our bodies through a lot of stress when training, especially for boxing. It's crazy. So, you know, at the same time as, you know, just wanting to get out and do it, there is a good reason for purchasing proper equipment and, you know, somewhat professional equipment to endeavor in these, you know, the journey of getting involved in sports like boxing, and that is to keep yourself healthy and, you know, keep yourself safe. So the better the equipment you're using, the more chance that you're going to be able to do that particular activity for longer, because, you know, you're using a good quality of equipment that's protecting your health and your fitness and your you know, just your best interest as a human being. This particular shoe, the great and the red pops, are definitely very functional. Definitely very sleek and very fly. They're quite light. You know, I reckon this sole makes them a little bit, tiny bit, tad bit more heavier than, you know, a traditional boxing shoe where you would just have a flat sole with nothing much to it. But like I said, for the sake of the knees and my age, you know, the extra support is definitely welcome. The basketball style of the shoe is definitely welcome, because, you know, I'm a boxing basketball fanatic, and the two sports, they do cross over, and you will find that a lot of, like, my favorite boxers like Floyd Mayweather, Jaron Boots Ennis, you know, Roy Jones Jr., you know, a lot of guys that box, like, they're heavily into ball. Like, I mean, like, they really play, they really go and, you know, get involved in different runs and, you know, go out there and really ball, you know, and vice versa. You know, guys like Dame Lillard, you know, he out of Oakland, you know, he's always someone that's appreciated boxing. He even flew out to Australia when Devin Haney was fighting against Cambosis to go support Devin Haney out there. So that just shows you how enthusiastic he is about the sport. But yeah, definitely, man. You know, this is a marriage between the basketball and the boxing right here, because it's all about footwork. It's all about fitness. You know, the level of fitness that you need to have to be involved in either of those sports is very high. You know, the level of footwork and coordination you need to have, you know, the ability to pivot. Boxing and basketball are two sports where, you know, you're required to be able to get on your pivot. And this shoe right here is for that, you know what I'm saying? And it's more so like a wrestling style shoe where it's, you know, a low top but very flexible, got that good mud guard at the front, so you can do a lot of, you know, gripping and, you know, the different type of stances that you'll be in and positions you'll be in when wrestling. But yeah, that should conclude it for this review. You know, I could talk all year about this fly shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm really enjoying the sport right now, plus the equipment. So, you know, if you're going to be out there and, you know, getting ready to train or getting ready to get into a competition, definitely consider the Everlast PIVT in the colorway gray and red. You know, if you want to match it with some fly red shorts, or some fly grey shorts, you know, with the little red trims and red gloves or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're killing yourself in the gym, you know, definitely make the effort to look fly come fight night, because, you know, you earned it. You know what I'm saying? Look good, feel good, and you know, stay ready so you don't have to get ready on some real life. Oh yeah, oh Lord, I'm your host with the most, man like Joseph.